Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening, and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Michael Germain. This morning, Tomah police were alerted to a threatening email sent to Tomah High School staff members. According to a Facebook post by Tomah Police Department, the email allegedly contained threats of violence towards students and staff of the high school. The few people in the school at the time were evacuated. Authorities then searched the school and surrounding areas and found nothing of concern. The origin of the email is currently under investigation, and the school will have increased security on Monday and the following days. If you have any information about this email, please contact Monroe County Dispatch, the number on your screen.
Well, hey there, folks. Let's start off with the bottom line. This is the main things you need to get out of the forecast here over the next 10 days. Warmer temperatures are on the way. Some showers are possible by midweek, and gosh, do we need those showers across the area. Breezy next weekend, but that's not going to necessarily be with these warm temperatures that we've been experiencing lately. More on that in just a moment. Let's plan the night. We'll do 34 at 8 o'clock, clear skies. Then as we head towards the later evening, temperatures getting closer to 30. Maybe take the dog out at that point in time with clear skies. Not too bad. And you wake up on your Sunday morning with temperatures climbing into the 30s with sunshine out there. Here are those warm temperatures that I mentioned as we go Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. There's that shower chance middle of the week, Thursday going on into your Friday. And I said breezy weather's on the way, but those temperatures are going to respond differently. They're going to be going down next weekend into the following work week.
Well, today the Onalaska Omni Center hosted a cornhole tournament to raise money for Children's Miracle Network. The Ace in the Hole Cornhole Tournament raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Each team of 2 enters the tournament for $60 and have the chance of winning up to $300 in the top division. We spoke with some competitors in the tournament who told us why they attended.
It's a great day to, be with friends and do good for some kids who really need it, so they can get to the hospital, so they can, have hotel rooms, so they can have anything that they may need, just food sometimes to get them through whatever. It's great.
Now, the event also raised money through games and raffles. Today, an arm wrestling tournament took place at the Boot Hill Pub. The tournament features head-to-head play with matches decided by the best of 5 rounds. The tournament follows a double elimination format. There are multiple divisions, each broken down into dominant hand and weight class. The event organizer expressed his excitement about everyone showing up.
I'm just excited to have everybody here. It's one thing to put an event like this together. It's another thing to actually see the turnout and see the people showing up and seeing everybody ready to rock and roll, and that makes my world go round. So.
Now, they had a great turnout. Over 100 arm wrestlers signed up for the event this year. The Coulee Region Humane Society hosted their second Critter Crawl. The event raises money for the Humane Society to cover unexpected animal expenses. Now, in 2019, the event was first hosted with only 30 people participating. This year, they were hopeful in getting 80 people, but over 100 people signed up. The executive director of the Coulee Region Humane Society expressed delight in seeing new participants who have not been involved before.
Just getting to see faces that I don't know or that haven't been involved before, and knowing that we're supported by the community is always super important to us.
The pub crawl included the Stateroom, Helm Bar, Animal House, and the Driftless Arcade Bar. At each location, attendees had the chance to win prizes from trivia games. As the Two Rivers community continues the search for missing 3-year-old Elijah Vu, new details about his mother were revealed in court as Katrina Bauer's family pleaded with the judge to keep her bail as is. Stephanie Rodriguez has more from Manitowoc County.
I have been the victim on her verbal and emotional abuse for a very long time.
Manitowoc County District Attorney Jacqueline Labrie read a statement from Bauer's mother explaining why she believes her daughter's bail is justified.
At this time, rather than aligning in locating her son, she feels the need to reiterate what a good guy Jesse is and is fully defending him and his actions. By aligning with him, she could potentially have access to his extended family and ability to flee the area.
In addition to 2 counts of obstruction, Bowers now charged with chronic neglect of a child for sending her 3-year-old son Elijah to her boyfriend's home to teach him how to, quote, be a man, as well as a separate count of child neglect for her other child.
She left the 6-year-old unattended in a vehicle for approximately an hour in cold weather.
Bauer requested her $15,000 bail become a signature bond, but her mother told the judge through her statement that her daughter isn't a responsible person.
Katrina has struggled with depression and anxiety for many years, has a history of erratic behavior.
Based on Bauer's actions during Elijah's disappearance, the judge denied the motion.
You know, her son was missing, and she was not being truthful with law enforcement about whether or not she was in the area.
Jesse Vang, Katrina's boyfriend, is still waiting for an attorney, but he told the judge he plans to file a motion to have his bail reduced. Both are back in court next week. Coming up on News 8, the U.S. dropping into Gaza after at least 25 people have died of severe dehydration and malnutrition. And President Biden and Donald Trump are hitting the campaign trail for the 2024 presidential election. Stay with us. That's up next.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The U.S. conducted another humanitarian airdrop into northern Gaza today, according to the U.S. Central Command. The airdrop included more than 41,000 meals and 23,000 bottles of water. This comes after the United Nations warned 4 out of every 5 households in Gaza do not have safe drinking water. The enclave's humanitarian crisis is worsening, due in part to Israel's severe restrictions on aid entering Gaza. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, at least 25 people have died of severe dehydration and malnutrition in Gaza.
Today we are facing a humanitarian catastrophe in Gaza.
This unfolding as an Israeli strike on a residential building in Rafah injured scores of people overnight on Saturday. According to Palestinian news agency WAFA, CIA Director Bill Burns was in Jordan on Friday, meeting with his Israeli counterpart to broker a ceasefire deal in return for hostages held by Hamas. But U.S. officials say negotiations have reached a standstill. President Biden and former President Trump are both hitting the campaign trail today with dueling rallies in Georgia. A primary will be held there Tuesday, but with both candidates essentially locked in, the general election campaign is underway. Bradley Blackburn has the latest on the race.
Outside Philadelphia Friday, President Biden made his case to some of the suburban voters who could help decide the 2024 election.
Folks, our freedoms really are on the ballot this November.
The president is hitting the road, stopping by a supporter's home in Pennsylvania. He'll be in Georgia Saturday, then Michigan and Wisconsin next week, all battleground states. And the Biden campaign is boosting resources, planning a $30 million media blitz over the next 6 weeks, opening roughly 100 field offices and more than tripling the number of staff members. At the State of the Union Thursday, President Biden never mentioned former President Trump by name.
My predecessor.
But called him out more than a dozen times.
Now my predecessor. A former Republican president tells Putin, quote, do whatever the hell you want.
Trump fired back on social media.
Joe Biden is on the run from his record and lying like crazy to try and escape accountability for the horrific devastation he and his party have created.
On Friday, his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, was elected co-chair of the Republican National Committee.
And as my father-in-law says, big league. We're going to win on November 5th.
How this rematch plays out is still an open question. Friday, President Biden was asked if he'll debate Trump.
It depends on his behavior.
The campaigns are off the ground with a long journey till November. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Now, former President Trump's rally is planned in Rome, Georgia, Saturday, while President Biden will visit the Atlanta Arena. In 2020, Biden won the state by about 12,000 votes. Coming up on News 8, the state of Hawaii has a new plan on how they're dealing with wildfires. Stay with us. That's up next.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Hawaii officials have a new plan for detecting wildfires. It's hoped new technology will prevent devastating fires from getting out of control, like the one that swept Maui last year, killing more than 100 people. State and federal leaders announced the installation of 80 fire sensors and 16 wind sensors across the state of Hawaii. The technology will allow the early detection of smoke and particles in the air that indicate a wildfire. Officials say the sensors will help to dispatch fire crews faster and alert people sooner if they need to evacuate. Maui is receiving 20 of the fire sensor units.
Today, as you've heard, some of the new technology that's in these sensors includes artificial intelligence, thermal imaging capability, and wildfire gas detection, which means that these sensors aren't just looking, they're also smelling the environment at the same time.
Now, the fire that devastated Lahaina started 7 months ago today, killed at least 101 people and wiped out most of the town and other areas in West Maui after the island's system of sirens failed to activate and residents had little to no warning to evacuate. The federal U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency was forced to take 2 computer systems offline after they were hacked last month. According to an agency spokesperson, one of the affected systems runs a program that allows government officials to share cyber and physical assessment tools. The other system holds security assessment information of chemical facilities. Both systems have been running on older technology that was already set to be replaced. The agency said there was no operational impact from the incident and work to upgrade and modernize the system continues. It was not immediately clear who was behind the hack. Now let's send it over to meteorologist Alex Harrington for a look at your forecast.
Hey there, folks. Let's start off with the bottom line. Warmer temperatures are on the way. Some showers are possible by the middle of the week, and then next weekend, hold on to your hats. Looks like breezy conditions are on the way, and the temperatures are going to be different too next weekend. More on that in a moment. Let's plan the rest of your night. Clear skies, temperatures falling through the 30s. We'll get into the 20s tonight, and we will see warmer temperatures soon here, but this will be chilly in comparison to what we're going to see coming up pretty soon. Let's track it all here with Future Track. 34 degrees at the time we get about 8 o'clock or so, low to mid 30s. And the reason why these temperatures are able to fall is because we will see clearing skies. When you have clear skies, that allows that thermal radiation, the heat at the ground, so to speak, to go out to space. Let's see what happens tonight. We dip all the way down to the 20s tonight, maybe even lower 20s. Some of our friends out across the prairies over portions of southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. Again, we'll do middle to upper 20s here in La Crosse. Then as we go on into your Sunday, we're starting to warm up. Winds are coming up out of the south. When winds are from the south, generally that means warmer temperatures are on the way. We're going to do highs near 50 degrees on your Sunday afternoon across a good portion of the area. Maybe a little bit warmer to the west. Again, our friends in northeast Iowa and southeastern Minnesota. Then as we carry on into your Monday morning, look at this. Temperatures are a little bit warmer, so that sets us up for an even warmer day on Monday, because that's going to be the start of a brief warming trend as we carry out into the 10-day forecast. Now, we need rain. We know this. This has been the story for a long time. Just updated here as of March 5th. Not a lot of progress in the drought monitor, even though we just had a brief passing shower the other day. Still looking at the extreme drought conditions over portions of northeastern Iowa, carrying right up here into La Crosse. Our friends in Eau Claire are also in that moderate to severe drought category. We need more water. Well, let's see what our longer-term weather models are showing. This is actually optimistic. Good news. Maybe seeing an appreciable rain event. We'll see that here in the 10-day forecast. So this amount of rain, 1 inch to maybe 2 inches across the area, that could help out certainly with those drought conditions. Looking forward, though, we're going to be on the cusp of below normal precip going way out into the end of March. So we're going to need that next weather system, and the temperatures will kind of be in between, warmer to the west and colder to the south. We'll actually see some colder weather, as I mentioned, changes next weekend in the forecast. Look at those warm temperatures Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, upper 60s, maybe some places closing in on 70. It's that shower chance on Thursday going into Thursday night and Friday that could help bring some of those appreciable amounts of water. Fingers crossed. Stay tuned in for that forecast. Hopefully we keep that weather system in there. And then there are those temperatures cooling off, as I mentioned, as we head out to the end of next weekend and the following work week.
Coming up in sports, a busy day of sectional finals for our boys basketball teams. West Salem looking to make its 3rd straight trip to Madison. Rob's got all the highlights next.
covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports.
The mission to Madison is almost complete. 4 of our area teams are just 1 win away from punching their ticket to the Kohl Center next week. We'll start the show in Division 2. Sectional final for West Salem. Panthers taking on River Falls in Neillsville this afternoon. Wildcats starting strong. Jonas Severson gathers a loose ball, puts it in for 2, and a trip to the line. Wildcats up 8. They would lead the entire first half. Second half now, Panthers punch right back. Kyle Healy driving to the hoop for the tough bucket and a trip to the line. West Salem within 2. Then it's Nathan Dillaber finding his groove, the sophomore. He's going to sink the triple. That one ties the game at 41, and Dillaber does it again. Big time, back-to-back threes. Just like that, Panthers take a 44-41 lead. Orange and black keeps it going. Couple passes, sets up Healy for a long 2. The junior puts it in. Panthers extend it to 8. West Salem can smell it. Tamarian Henderson looking for an open spot. He finds it. Panthers are going back to state for the 3rd straight year, and it's time to celebrate. West Salem wins it 66-58.
In big moments, they just fight and claw, and like I said, we weren't very good offensively today, but we fought and clawed and found a way.
One heck of a game. Team played absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more happier for all the seniors and all the guys on the team. We worked so hard this year. It's our time to shine now in the Kohl Center. Let's get it.
Love that. Panthers are heading back to Madison for a 3rd straight season. West Salem will tip off Friday in the state semifinals. Let's go to D3. GET in the sectional final. Redhawks taking on Prescott in Eau Claire. Cardinals come out swinging. Barrett Hemmers knocks down the 3. Prescott jumps out to a 17-point lead. Redhawks respond. Cody Schmitz from downtown. You bet. Then later in the half, it's Carter Reeple down low, putting it off the window for 2. GET hanging in. And how about this move by Mason Brown? Fancy footwork from the sophomore. GET cuts it to 9 at the break. Second half, Redhawks still rolling. Schmitz, nice find down low to Kyle Sealing off the window for 2. GET within 5. Then off a missed free throw, it's Braden Anibis picking it up, putting it in. Redhawks storm all the way back, cut it to 2. But Prescott starts to pull away. It's Temmers in the corner. Another triple for the junior. And GET with no answer for Dallas Wallen. Redhawks run to the state tournament, falls 1 game short as Prescott gets the win 63-48. Let's go to Logan, Division 5 sectional final. Cashton clashing with Columbus. First half, Don's in transition. Emmett Konieczny to Matt Konieczny for the 3. Columbus goes up 5 at the break. Second half, Cashton's Brady Hemmersbach drives to the basket, draws the foul. Eagles within 1. Don's going to run, though, from there. Emmett Konieczny hits the triple to put Columbus up double digits. But the Eagles come all the way back. Hemmersbach, that is. Brady gets the steal, takes it down to tie it at 72. Dons respond, though. Charlie Moore is going to hit back-to-back threes. Dons go up 6. Eagles claw back. This time it's Brett Hemmersbach getting the points in the post. This is going to cut it to just 1. Cashton erases a 10-point second-half deficit, but the Eagles' journey ends in the sectional final as Cashton comes up just short, 80-77. Over in Rochester this afternoon, Caledonia taking on Cannon Falls in the sectional final. First half action, Lewis Doyle with the ball. He's going to sink this one for 3. Second half we go now, score tied at 40. Ethan Stendel gets the steal. He's going to slam it home. Caledonia with the lead. Now we're jumping to the final minutes of the game. It's Garrett Coons draining the 3 to go up by 1 over the Bombers, but Cannon Falls will respond. Dylan Banks puts it off the glass and in for 2 to take back the lead. Time ticking away in this one. Mason King is going to pull up for 3 under pressure. You bet. He nails it to go up 1. Only 4.5 seconds remain. Cannon Falls needs to score here to stay alive. Banks will take it all the way down, straight lane to the cup. Unbelievable. Absolute joy for Cannon Falls and a heartbreaker for Caledonia as the Warriors season comes to an end, 82-81. Well, later tonight, Aquinas will look to join West Salem in Madison next week. Blue Golds are in action. I'll have those highlights coming up at 10. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Let's take a look at the whole 10-day forecast here. A little warmer on your Sunday, 51, but we're back up into the upper 60s Monday, Tuesday, mid-60s on Wednesday. Wet weather system Thursday going into Friday could bring us some of those appreciable raindrops that we need.
Rob Schiff, second time at the desk.
Do it. Aquinas tonight. Stay tuned at 10.
We'll see you at 10, everyone.